Hey, good morning guys, Tush coming back at you. It's now Monday morning at about 10:30 a.m. Just coming up to 10:30. It's the 29th and we're off work today. And we're off work tomorrow. So we're hoping to get a little bit of progress done on the TR3. And at last I left, we were talking about the starter motor being kaput. So I've just been doing some voltage testing and looks like we're getting power down to the starter and we're getting power through the solenoid, but it's not turning the starter, so hang on for a sec. Sorry, Green Day. So yeah, so we're not getting power through the starter to turn the pinion, so don't know whether the brushes are gone. Anyway, it's going to entail me taking the starter motor off the car, so we're not quite sure how big of a job that's going to be at the moment, but I think the first thing I want to do is to jack at least the passenger side of the car up so I can get under it and have a look. I hear it's a bit of a bear to get one of the bolts out with the transmission tunnel installed, so we're going to see how bad it is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to need some help to get this out or whether I'll be able to wrangle it out myself, but we'll give it a shot. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. We'll come back. Alright guys, so we've got the car jacked up and I've been under the car and I can see that the bottom bolt access to the starter is going to be not too bad. It's really the top bolt, which I think I've heard stories about, and you might be able to see it down there where the flashlight is focused. Anyway, it's not necessarily getting to that, it's getting to the nut on the back side that's the problem, so we're going to have to probably get creative. I do have a long set of forceps here. I'm going to try to sort of fish down in the back here and see if I can sort of grab that nut somehow. So anyway, we're going to play around with it and see what we can do, but it's definitely going to be a challenge. It'll be more of a challenge to get it back on than off. It's going to be a challenge to get it off, but to get it back on is going to even be a greater challenge. Anyway, we'll see what we can do to get it out. Who knew that playing Operation, that game as a kid, would come in so handy working on cars later. I don't know if you can see that pair of forceps there, but I've got them locked onto the nut on the transmission bell housing, so I think we might be able to get that off. Again, I think getting it off is going to be the easy part. The problem will be getting it back on. So anyway, we'll give that a shot and see if we can get that out, and we'll see if those forceps will hang on there. Alright guys, come back. Well, unbelievably, that worked. So there we go, that's what I'm using, locking forceps, and I was able to get that top starter bolt out. So we'll wander under the car and we'll get the bottom one out. Alright guys, only took an hour to get it out. That's including jacking the car up, so it's not too bad. So trying to decide whether I want to take this apart myself or just take it into a local starter repair place. I'm thinking I might just take it in. I've got another one in the basement, I think, in a parts box that came to me that's not working, so maybe I'll take them both in and see what the guy can do. See whether he wants to charge me for it first of all, and then we'll go from there. So I think we're going to be off to the repair shop. So that's it for now guys, we'll come back in a bit. Just before I go, I have a sort of a theory as to why this high torque starter bit the dust. I think it's because I don't know if you recall that I was draining the coolant a few times, and I had a garbage bag sort of protecting the starter. But what I think happened is my header is just below that as well. So I think what happened is the coolant that was escaping the block, it sort of soaked into the header wrap, and that sort of created a steam bath for my starter when the header started to heat up. So I think that's what I'm going to attribute the starter going south to, is just because all that heat and humidity in there is not good for the starter. So anyway, we'll be a little more careful, I guess, the next time we drain the coolant out of the block. We'll try to capture it as opposed to sort of redirecting it. Anyway, that's it for now guys, that's just a theory. Alright, so we rittered around in the basement storage bins, and we found the second starter that needs to be rebuilt. So looks the same clocking. So I think we'll take them both to the shop and see what they have to say and see what it'll cost to get a rebuild. Like I said, a new one of these is $185 American, which is probably about, I don't know, $225, $230 Canadian. And then it's got to get shipped here, which is probably another $30 to $40 American. So we're probably looking at like $275, and there's probably going to be duties and that kind of stuff, so I'm thinking $300. So anyway, we'll take them to the repair shop, and we'll see what they'll repair them for, and we'll see whether it's worth repairing these or just buying new. Alright guys, we'll come back. Okay guys, just a quick update for you back from the repair shop, and it looks like it's going to be about 145 bucks to repair the starters, so I've left them there. Return is Wednesday hopefully, so we'll pick them up on Wednesday. So I got to figure out what I want to do from now to Wednesday. I got tomorrow off, so have to think of something to do. Maybe clean the house. Nah.